That's what I was gonna say before.
Oh, my mic just peaked really hard. Why would you do this?
That's what I was gonna say before. Well, there you go. There's your cold open.
If you put this as our cold open, I will never forgive you.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your comfy home after Thanksgiving. It's Drawn to Games, the podcast with video games and art on the side. I'm Jonathan.
Is like art like the side chick at your house?
No, it's more of
your
like
wife at home.
It's more of like the side dish to your Thanksgiving dinner, like cranberry or mashed potatoes, you know, some of that good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do like a Thanksgiving analogy since last week was Thanksgiving.
You know,
So I'm trying to stay current, trying to
Current.
keep our engagement high, you know.
Thanksgiving's existed since like I don't even know when did Thanksgiving exist?
Well, since
don't-
the
I don't remember
Pilgrims.
my history.
Don't you remember grade
I
school?
remember that. I was saying I don't remember what year that was.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well,
Who's smart now?
Thanksgiving is a colonialist revisionism, so who cares?
It's all about the communists. They created this. Wait, what does everyone hate now? Is it the liberals?
I
don't
think
know anyone
it's
hates this. Anyways, let's get into politics now.
hey,
Let's
this
get
is
a
the
little more mad.
Thanksgiving table dinner. We're not allowed.
Oh yeah. Let's get everyone mad like they did on the last episode.
Things that ruin Thanksgiving. This podcast.
We all need to ruin Thanksgiving for everybody. And I'm Jordan. I'm the games. Just in case.
Yeah,
Remember that I
like
introduced
who
myself?
who are you?
Who am I? I don't know who I am. You know, I lost that a long time ago.
Okay, that's okay. Where everyone is welcome at the table, whether you're a small gamer or a big gamer,
Small gamer?
a
Like a short
PC
gamer?
or a console.
What's the difference between a short gamer and a long gamer? A long gamer. I don't call tall people tall. I call them long.
I mean, you're not wrong. They are
really
very
long.
long in the length sense.
You're really long. You know what I'm saying? Don't say
No,
it like
I don't
that.
know what you're saying.
That won't end very well. If you say it like that.
That has a weird
Unless it's-
cultural connotation.
Unless it's a girl, I guess. Well, I guess they could. Never mind. I'm not going into. I'm not going into
Your
that.
analogy is falling apart here.
I'm saying I'm not going into it. I could if I wanted to. You couldn't stop me.
Well, how was your Thanksgiving, Jordan?
It's pretty bland.
Did you even celebrate Thanksgiving?
What are you talking about? Why would I not?
Well, not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving, so I was
We've
just
known
wondering.
me for years.
I know.
by
It was just
now.
I was just making a joke.
I did,
know.
but the food wasn't very good. It was pretty
What?
bad. Yeah,
Oh,
someone
that's
else
a
made it.
shame.
It was just no.
Uh-oh. So if you made it, it would have been so much better,
That's
right?
not the point. I didn't say I could do better. That's not the point. I don't understand why people do that. Like they do the backup thing. Like what does that mean? So you can't insult someone unless if you can't do it either.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to insinuate. Like, I was just saying.
I'm
I was
saying if
joshing
someone-
you.
if someone
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
So
I didn't know this was like a sore nerve for
if
you.
someone shot me, I said, "Why'd you shoot me?" He said, "Well, you can shoot yourself better." Yes, I could. Let me see the gun.
Yeah, I know. It's like, um, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear your food wasn't good.
Someone said my.
Did you at
like,
least-
Oh, a burger sucks. Oh, you can make a burger better? Yes, I guess I could. No, I can't. I can make a burger. No, I don't know.
But you know what a good burger tastes like.
It just didn't
so
taste
that's
like
what
my
counts.
grandmother's food. That's a lot better than whatever this was. They even make stuffing right.
Oh.
If you can't make stuffing right, there's something wrong.
Grandma food is the best.
Well, this person was a grandma too, but it was terrible. There was
I
a
guess
bad
not all
grandma and a good
grandmas are
grandma.
created equal.
Sadly, that's not true. I don't think. I'm gonna say.
Did you have to work on Thanksgiving, actually?
No. The other place isn't open on Thanksgiving, is it?
Some places are open on Thanksgiving.
Where you were open? Where you worked, it was open on Thanksgiving?
No, it
think
was
it
a
is.
holiday. Everyone went home.
I don't think most retail well, I guess I'm Walmart at least, but I don't want to work at Walmart.
Some retail places actually had like a Black Thursday event, which was very upsetting for many of my friends who work in retail.
No, yeah, I would never work in a place like that, Walmart or something. I mean, I'm surprised you got out at the right time where you worked at, because you would have
Oh
been
yeah,
really screwed over, 'cause
definitely.
that place is really
Because
bad.
that place also had a Black Thursday event, and it
Well,
was
you'd be dead.
quite atrocious from what I saw. I escaped.
I'd imagine so, but do they get paid double to work on Black
Time and a
Friday?
half, probably. Yeah.
Well, it better, otherwise it'd be bullshit.
Oh.
I don't know if I got paid extra. My Black Friday was
Explode.
where I work at. It's not too bad, but I live in a smaller town, so it's not as bad as it would have been.
But I'm sure people were scooping up all of those deals, and they were slightly more busier than usual, right?
Yeah, I mean it was basically since we opened up at 6, so it got
And then
busier than
and then
usual.
after that, it was slightly lighter.
Mm.
Usually the crowds come in right at opening, and then it's just kind of like slightly heavier.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it was bad in the beginning, but it was kind of bad all day, I would say. But it wasn't. I guess it wasn't as bad as like around 2 or so. But I left at 2, so I don't know. It wasn't terrible.
Are you ready for Cyber Monday deals?
It is Cyber Monday.
Or did you? Yeah, but did you have to sell any Cyber Monday deals?
Oh, I didn't work today, so
Ah,
I don't.
lucky you.
They wouldn't have Cyber Monday where I work. I doubt. Maybe where you used to work at, but not me.
Oh, you never know.
You should have looked at the Cyber Monday deals. What are you gonna get me for a gift otherwise?
Oh, I didn't want to partake in. I didn't want to partake in the shopping.
Oh, you see,
Too
everyone
much
he's
this
trying to
year.
get out of buying me a gift. This is what he does every year
No.
because he's never bought me a gift.
No, what? I feel like I've bought you
I don't
something
know.
before.
I was gonna say I feel like you probably have at some point, but I don't remember. I'm sure we've all bought ourselves gifts at some point.
Well, my Thanksgiving was pretty great. I had really good food. I helped cook, and I just sat and chilled with my family members at my house, and it was very nice. And we also played on the Nintendo Switch. That was like it
Oh,
was
jeez.
it was basically just me and my just me, my dad, and my aunt, and we played Rayman Legends, and they they are not good at video games, so I had to kind of like direct them a lot of the times, but thankfully it's kind of a forgiving game, and it's very fun even if you don't know what a video game is.
I don't know how you wouldn't know what a video game is.
It's just like how do you jump? How do you run? How do you attack? That's it, and that's all Rayman Legends is just those 3 commands, and then you're set.
Which ones was it again? Jump and hit and stuff.
Jump, hit, and run.
You need a duck too, though, or slide.
Sometimes, yeah, but not
You
often.
don't have to know everything in that game. It kind of flows pretty smoothly. Well, we'll discuss that when we get to there.
Yeah. That is one of the games I did buy for a Black Friday deal. It was 60% off the Nintendo eShop, so couldn't resist that
I
deal.
played that on PS4. I haven't beaten it yet, though. I need to.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good so far.
Anyways.
Anything other things that happened during my Thanksgiving break? I got a bunch of plants.
Wow.
So
plants.
I adopted some children.
If you start considering plants children, I don't know where we're gonna start considering children.
I'm being facetious.
Facetious.
Okay.
I don't know what that word means.
It just means being
Don't be
humorous.
so
I'm
rude
trying
to
to
me,
be funny.
Daddy. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Don't say it like that. What the heck that noise was you were making? It's like the last.
So the plants I have, I've got 4 succulents.
No, hold on a minute. This
which-
says treating serious issues with. How do you say that word? Inappropriate humor. That's not facetious.
What?
That's what the term of facetious is. Look at the definition. You were wrong.
Video games are pretty facetious, don't you
No,
think?
that's not the definition. Anyways, let's go on with your Thanksgiving.
I feel like okay, yeah. So I got a bunch of plants just because I don't know.
Plants.
I felt like I needed something to cultivate, and Stardew Valley wasn't going to do that for me. So I got some plants from my local nursery, and four of them are succulents, which are just plants that
Hmm.
have very fleshy leaves,
Hmm.
and they don't need that much water, but they do need a lot of sunlight, and they're very cute and very small.
Hmm.
And then I got a spider plant,
Hmm.
and which is going in my house,
Hmm.
and it's starting to produce offshoots of tiny other spider plants, so I'm going to try and propagate them.
Hmm.
And then I also bought a pothos, which is like one of those office plants, and that's going right in my office because there are no windows in my office, and I need a little bit of green in my day.
What are you working at a
To
jail cell?
It kind of feels like a jail cell sometimes, just because like
No
there are
windows.
people who talk around the office, and I like to work in silence, so I close the
Oh
door, and
no.
it feels like a solitary confinement cell almost, but slightly bigger.
You should converse with people rather than trapping yourself off.
Maybe, but like everyone likes to talk about football and technology. I don't know what they talk about.
Football.
And like it's kind of sad because like 55% of office work that's done at 9 to 5 is actually spent working, and then the rest is just faffing about. So I don't want to contribute to that statistic.
Hey, I read somewhere once that if you dress nice, you're really nice, and where's another thing, and you're on time with everything, then you can get away with a lack of work. Which I guess is true. Like if you work
Uh,
with someone you like really like to talk to, and they like dress nice and everything, you probably would be willing to get away on some things and not pay as
mm-hmm.
much attention. So I guess that's kind of true. If it's like,
Yeah, aesthetics has power.
yeah, then you can just be as lazy as you want, not work, get a promotion.
I'll just rack up my social points at the Christmas party, which I'm going to.
All you need to do is dress up in a cool jacket, get some jeans, and act really cool.
Yeah,
And people
some
love you.
shades, get an ugly Christmas sweater, and put it over a tuxedo.
That's how it works where I work. I work with a
Yeah,
guy who like only flirts with the girls. I'll try and talk to him, he'll ignore me, but he'll flirt with all the girls that we work with.
as opposed to flirting with guys.
I'm just saying, he doesn't talk to anyone. But he's also in high school, so he's on the cool status. So he can only hang out with cool
Oh,
people and girls.
oh, he's in the sunken place.
I don't think that's how the sunken place works. What's that a reference to? Get Out?
Yeah,
That's how the sunken place works. It's just a place of
I
nothingness.
know.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I've seen
I
that
think you make
movie.
references to things you don't understand. It's like saying facetious. You don't actually look
I'm
up the
just
word.
taking things out of context, and I just like the way they
It's
sound.
not
So
out
they
of
sound kind of
context when you
funny.
do something wrong.
That's the definition of taking things out of context.
Yeah, well, you're a real something, huh?
Where
A
our
real
our
piece of work.
our comedic mojo is just kind of at odds with each other at the moment,
That
huh?
is our comedic mojo, is yelling at each other constantly.
I don't
That's the
think that's a
joke.
healthy. That's not a healthy relationship, Jordan. We should have more communication and less umbrage.
Sorry, I'm into girls. I'm not into guys. I'm trying to cut that bridge off, my friend.
Okay, that's fine.
Something to flirt with me,
I
Jonathan.
Oh yeah, I also
It's your
watched She-Ra
podcast.
and the Princesses of Power on Netflix, the new She-Ra reboot, and it was very good. I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, well, good job changing the
Except if you're
subject.
one of those except if you're one of those people who hate all reboots of 80s and 70s cartoons for a younger generation and can't handle the changes what they made.
I don't even know what that is, so
If
don't
you're
get
one
me
of those
into it.
people, you can probably just skip it.
One of those people. Are you one of those people?
No, I watched all of it and I really liked it. So I'm in the camp that liked it and I don't mind that it was rebooted in the way that it is
Is
now.
that the
Although
camp
there's another
across the street?
yeah, it is.
What's that? What's that camp across from?
It's across
From the not
from
hate reboot camp. Oh no, you're in the not hate reboot camp. So then there's a hate reboot camp
yeah.
across the lake.
Yeah, and we always get into fights with them. We have to
What a
we have
lame
to
game.
we have the annual camp games every year, and we gotta like do tug of war.
Everyone's flinging
And
reboots of movie DVDs across with each other.
yeah, and we gotta do an obstacle course.
What is the worst reboot you've
uh,
ever seen?
Worst
That's a
reboot I've
question.
ever seen. I
I see many
have.
reboots. I feel like.
I don't actively seek out reboots myself. I feel like I don't know. There was. I guess one of the newer things of Ben 10 was pretty forgettable
Oh
to
yeah.
me. Not the newest one, but like I think the fourth iteration of Ben 10 reboot.
They have
I just
four
did not
now.
appeal to me at all. There's Ben 10, Ben 10 Alien Force. So
Well, no,
the
Alien
Alien
Force
Force
was
is
a
a sequel.
continuation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, that's
sequel.
not a reboot. I guess you're just talking about the series.
Uh, there was, what was it? It was
My God.
Ben 10,
They have.
Ultimate Alien, okay, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and then Omniverse. I think Omniverse was not something I was into.
So Ultimate Alien was a continuation of Alien. Are they all continuations?
No, Omniverse is a new
I
reboot,
hate
I think.
because they knew they called the new Ben 10 just Ben 10. Why do you call it the same title? They did that same thing with like RoboCop and stuff like that when they just call it RoboCop instead of or Ghostbusters.
Just
I guess they also just called it Ghostbusters. So
is branding. It's just make it seem like it's something new, but it's like a continuation, so it's kind of new, but it's also
well,
old.
they've been talking about rebooting Back to the Future. I don't know why they want to do something like that. Why like it's such a good movie? What's the point of rebooting it?
But that's why they want to reboot it, because it's so good that they know they're not going to lose money on it because
Oh, yeah.
people are so nostalgic for it.
They lost money on the Ghostbusters reboot. I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
People talk bad enough about it. They won't make anything off of it. Yeah, they didn't make back their. Oh no, they made back their box office. But how much does a big studio expect to make back on a movie like that compared to
I
their
don't
budget? Because
know.
it's probably like a lot more, I'd imagine.
I'm not a marketing person.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that
What are
kind of
you
stuff.
What are you looking up? The Ghostbusters reboot?
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, I do understand that it's not particularly well made in some aspects, especially in like audio and some editing aspects. But I did enjoy that movie.
Oh boy. You're going crazy, man. I don't know about that. It was not a good movie at all. I didn't like it at
Oh
all.
wow, opinion zone. We have entered the
I
opinion
did.
zone, out of the comedy
I,
into the
I
fire.
like the original one,
Yeah, of course you like the original one
of course.
because it's the original.
I was saying I like it. I thought the remake was dumb and pointless. That's my opinion.
That it may be, but I still enjoyed it. So,
It might be
what are you
dumb and
gonna do?
pointless. What am I gonna do?
That doesn't negate my enjoyment of a media just because it's
I'm
bad.
gonna just
I mean, I'm not even saying that it was the worst movie ever made. I'm just saying it wasn't the great. It didn't live up to its expectations, and there were just some things about it that I don't want this to turn into my review of the Ghostbusters remake movie. Can we move
It's
on?
turning into that now. It's too late. You started. You've opened a can of worms.
Here's another can of worms. Me and Jordan have got something special planned for the channel.
That's right. I'm gonna start filming my sex part. Never mind. I'm
Uh
gonna
huh.
cut that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What?
cut
What?
that.
Huh? What? Huh?
What?
Huh? What? What? What?
What? What's going on? Are you okay? You sound like you're trying to get to a robot for a second.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine, Jordan. I just tell us
No, I'm
about
gonna cut that
your
out.
exciting announcement.
Anyways, I'm gonna cut that out and move on. We're gonna do a let's play starting, I guess, in January.
Yeah,
new
we're gonna
one.
shoot for January. We're gonna try and record a bunch of stuff in December, and then just edit it and then release it into the world to celebrate the new year. Goodbye, 2018. You can suck it.
Oh my gosh, do you not like it that much?
Oh no, I mean, I was just
Were
trying
you
to be
being
funny.
facetious?
Yeah, the new year is a very serious matter.
It's not that serious. You know what's funny is that I was asking my parents how they spent the year 2000. They're like, oh, we didn't do anything. I was like, what the heck? You want to do anything on New Year's when there was a new millennia? I would have had to think of something.
They were too busy worrying about the Y2K bug.
Gosh.
That was a thing that happened.
What did your parents do during the year 2000?
My dad worked in computers, so he didn't worry about it at all, and my mom was too busy.
I mean, New Year. Oh, so not anything on New Year's.
Not really. No. They're not. We're not party folk, really.
I would have done something. We could have all gotten together and drinking cola and played games all night.
Maybe.
When,
maybe. Party like it's 1999. Da 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 da.
That's how the song goes. It's like 1999.
Parties over.
Oh, wait, you were right.
Going.
You were right.
Yeah, I am right, because I know that song.
I was mouthing it. I was like, oh yeah, this is what it sounds like. Oh, yeah, it's from Prince. I didn't know that.
I'm a 90s kid.
Oh, it is.
I was born when they made CDs.
I need to add this to my list. I always forget how good that song is. And that was recorded back in like the 80s or something. Oh, no. Oh yeah, I guess it's just weird because it's like it's the end of millennia. You think you would have celebrated a lot bigger.
No, everyone was too busy panicking about
what
this this new godless millennia would bring to the world.
You were innocent. You didn't think about death or anything like that. I don't remember the first time I ever thought of like I wonder what death and stuff like that.
I actually thought I found like I don't know, I was lying around my parents' house, and it was like a book on like how to talk to your kids about serious issues.
Gosh.
Like death and the afterlife, and that really messed me up for most of my elementary years, let me tell ya.
God. No wonder you're so weird.
Yeah, I know, right? I had to deal with existential horror at an earlier age than I usually would, and now I just experience the normal amount of existential horror.
Existential crisis. I think that's when you turn 30.
You have it's like a worm. It's like, or a roller coaster. You just go up and down and up and down, and the ride never ends.
I don't know why people have that.
So yeah,
people have a midlife crisis at 40. That's when you really get hit with that kind of stuff.
Perhaps.
Anyways, we're going really off topic.
Yeah, and look forward to our Let's Play.
Something.
If you have any suggestions for what we should play, feel free to DM us on Twitter or leave a comment down below. Email us at our email. All of our social links are in the description right now. Actually, while we're here, why don't you take a moment to subscribe, leave a like, and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever a new episode is out.
Jonathan, how many likes we shooting for?
We're shooting for
5 likes.
12 likes.
We're shooting for those 12 likes. 50 million subscribers.
Yeah. Remember, if this video gets 12 likes, I can't commit to anything to make it good. I'll frame your comment, or leave a comment down below. If you leave a comment and this video gets up to 12 likes, I'll frame the comment and hang it over my wall.
I'm not making a promise like that. I'm sorry. It's a lot of money to spend on frames and stuff just for 12 comments.
I didn't say it had to be like a fancy frame. I was just gonna make like a cardboard frame.
Now you're giving the idea away.
Don't you want the engagement to increase, Jordan?
Engagement.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing all of our social links in front of the. What?
What? No. How would you feel about that, Jonathan? If I didn't tell you I was in a relationship, I was just like, hey, by the way, I'm engaged.
Like on the podcast, I would
Someone proposed.
I feel like I would be more upset than I am right now, just because you didn't like tell me over the phone or anything.
Yeah, you'd be invited to the wedding.
Yeah, get invited to the wedding.
What is it called?
And if it's a location wedding, I'm not coming.
Yeah, you are. You have to.
If it's in Greece, I'm not coming. If it's in...
You are coming to my wedding, no matter what, Jonathan.
I'd like to see you try. You can't pin me down.
You can't pin me down. Oh, you're gonna be one of my, what is it called? groomsmen.
Yeah,
It's not
groomsperson.
bridesmaid. I was because my brother obviously will be my best man. I don't know anymore because back when high school
Why?
I had a list,
You did?
but now it's like I don't know. I know you and then Micah and that's it. So
Maybe you should get a bigger list.
Micah will be like,
You don't have to.
I'll have two
You don't have to
people.
have a big wedding. You can just have it in the basement of a video game arcade, and then just play video games for the rest of the day with your wife.
I'm gonna say no to that. So see, Jonathan, I'm gonna have it on the opposite side of the world, and you have to come now. The suit's
but I
ready
don't
and
wanna-
everything. Sorry,
Unless you're paying for airfare, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not paying for your airfare. Why aren't you
Okay,
coming?
well-
You don't want to go to the other side of the world?
I don't know. I think location weddings can be kind of off-putting for people who want to come because they feel all this pressure to come, but they may not have the resources to do so.
I get I don't know where I get married. Probably at a church around here somewhere, I imagine. Maybe Midland or something. What? Is that too exciting?
Nah, I don't know. I think it'd be fine.
And now
I
you're
thought
complaining
you-
about
you-
that? What do you want? Why am I asking you? What do I care about your opinion about my wedding?
Are you gonna have chicken or
Whatever the
fish?
hell I want. Chicken or fish? Steak. I
Wow.
ain't paying for it.
You know what you need? You need a wedding planner.
What we-
And that's why this episode of Drawn to Games is sponsored by Generic Weddings, your one-stop destination for bland weddings that you'll probably
It's not bland
forget.
weddings, it's generic weddings.
Oh yeah, it'll be a wedding. It won't be the greatest wedding ever, but it'll sure be a wedding.
Yeah, basically,
that
it's everything's white. That's it. It's generic. It's generic as you can get for a wedding. Hey, we're thinking of a wedding.
Yeah.
And it's white. It's not it.
The cake is white.
Cake's
It's a
white.
vanilla cake.
People are.
Everyone there is also
people
white
are white.
because
You're a-
can't get more generic than stock people.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible. They get people who have modeled for stock photos, and it's like a rent
Yeah.
someone.
Anyone that's taking pictures, that's who we get. Now, if you have a small wedding, basically, it's just to be, bring our own people. They have to be white. I'm sorry. We don't have much of a choice because for some reason people who take pictures are pretty. They don't like to take pictures of anything else but white people, apparently. So. How much
Not
we can give
being
about that?
racist or anything,
No.
but just white people look better.
I didn't say it. Yeah, let's put generic.com on the pedestal. Good job, Jonathan. What if
You're
we-
welcome.
What if we lose our sponsorship? We're politics.
They can't lose us. We're too important to
Yeah,
them.
that's true. We're their one and only people who actually accepted them. Since it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to give away their stuff. Anyways, generic wedding planner. They'll get you do good. Food. There's not much they can really do. That's kind of fast food places. That's the best they can really do. I mean,
It's not even like the good fast food. It's just it's unbranded fast
Yeah,
food
I mean,
that came from some fryer.
they'll give you KFC for an extra $5,000 per chicken strip. So if you want KFC,
If you
Go for
wanted,
that.
if you can, there's several different packages. For you, Jordan, I would suggest maybe the Supreme package. They supply you with more people to be your groomsmen and an actual flower child. They just drag from somewhere. I don't know where,
the
but they just
groomsmen
get
are
it
brought
for
up
you.
from the Hobo. What is that place? Hobo Town down the street.
Hobo Town.
Yeah, they grab some. Is that what they call? What do they call hobo places?
Shanties.
Yeah, they bring people from shanty towns and bring them up to be your groomsmen and bridesmaid, all sorts of stuff. So you don't have to worry about knowing people.
And it also grabs you a really great location at generic hotels, the premier destination for all your generic vacations and or party events.
That's right. They'll give you that
social gatherings.
great Motel 11 experience in their front lobby, since they don't have a meeting room really. But hey,
Yeah,
front
can
lobby,
you imagine?
Lots of
Yeah,
money
can
spent
you
for-
imagine the? Can you imagine the honeymoon?
Oh yes, definitely. The honeymoon can be even at another hotel. All
Yeah.
generic. Or
You take a bus.
I'll take you a bus all the way to a, I don't know.
Yeah, so generic weddings is giving out a free consultation. It does, and with our coupon code, drawn to games, drawn to weddings.
It's hashtag drawn to games. For
Yeah, hashtag drawn to games.
It's only you get an added 80% off. Oh wait.
Yeah, it's 80% off the consultation. The consultation costs money, and then you gotta pay for everything else once the consultation
Right. Basic
is finished.
passes cost you about $10,000. The upgraded plan costs you about $50,000, and the Supreme plan costs you about $10 million. So, you know, it's a little
10
steep.
million. Yeah, it is pretty steep, but what this is a very special day in your life,
Trust me, when
so
you see
why
those
not make it?
hobos standing by you on that wedding, and then you see the flower girl being dragged by her head.
Well dressed hobos and very pretty dressed flower
When
girl.
you get to that cheap honeymoon, whew, excuse me, it's a supreme honeymoon.
Yeah, there's
Just feel like a special butterfly.
clean linen sheets
That's right.
and a pillow,
At the
a
Motel
single
5.
pillow.
All right.
Generic weddings,
weddings.
make your dreams come true. Wait, no, make
Make something
a
come true.
wedding.
make your wedding something. It
Yeah,
exists.
It exists.
All right. That was
right.
the worst sponsorship
All
I've
right,
done.
all Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
sorry guys. We're working on
We-
increasing
We
our
really need to write a
marketability.
script for
So
these things. We probably need to decide what we're gonna do. Of course, then again, we went off the rails on wedding. I don't even remember where the heck we were.
they are paying. They're not paying us to do anything. Their sponsorship is solely just for views. So like we don't owe them anything, and they don't owe anything to us.
That's the pre-plan, so pretty good $10 million. I'm Motel 11.
Yeah.
I've only seen like 3 cockroaches there.
Yeah, I'd rather fall into debt by planning a supreme wedding than fall into debt by going to college, which I already have.
Yeah, well. Are you still in debt about that?
Uh-huh.
Did you not get a scholarship to there?
Yeah, I got a scholarship, I got loans,
Jesus.
but it still was not enough.
Oh, it's
That's a story for another day. Let's talk about the real stories that are happening in the game of
We're only
Sphere.
half an hour into this.
Yeah,
We
I
really made a
know.
topic out of that. We could spin off of everything.
Yeah.
What's our first topic today, Jonathan?
Well, I didn't actually. I played just a lot of stuff has happened over in November. A lot of new releases and just a lot of different happenings that occurred.
Really?
I don't have a console, so
Wow.
to play any of these games that have been announced. So all I can do is just watch in
Aw.
distant longing, just wistfully look out the window while everyone else is playing with their the 5th generation of consoles. Anyway, Spyro Reignited Trilogy was
Spyro.
released on PS4. That's probably the only reason why some people have a PS4 is just to play this trilogy.
That's a negatory on that. It was right there. I mean, I guess, but that's pretty expensive to buy a PS4 for Spyro.
Yeah, but have you seen it? It looks gorgeous. The visual polish is really great. Some of my fave artists have worked on it, and it's a nostalgia bomb. It's what every kid has played on a PlayStation. He's one of the PlayStation classic heroes. Even though he wasn't in PlayStation All Stars for some reason, I guess they couldn't come up with a move pool
Well,
for
they owe
him.
Activision owns Spyro.
Oh,
I think. I'll have to look that up. Someone owns it.
yeah, but have you ever played Spyro, Jordan?
I played the first one it may have been 3. I don't really remember, but I played a long time ago.
Oh man, I played Spyro 1, 2, 3, Enter the Dragonfly, which was not good. I also played I feel like I guess that's it actually. I didn't play any of the Spyro Hero Tale trilogy, the one that the gritty reboot. But I really had a fondness for the Purple Dragon. It has a very nice world and characters. And I'm really glad how they like remastered it just from what I've seen from it. All of the characters have got revamped designs, and the music is all remixes, but it still feels largely the same. It still has that retro synth and keyboard
Hmm.
that's so prominent in the
Yeah, I
Spyro
don't remember
soundtrack.
much about that at all. Because I haven't, like I
It
said, I
goes
haven't
like
played it since
da 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 da
PlayStation.
da da.
But I had a PlayStation 1. But I didn't really play it that much back then. I don't remember, though. I don't even know if I beat it or not. But it's been so long, I never know. Did you know they haven't made a Spyro game since 2005?
No, well, wait. Except Skylanders.
Well, that
Wait,
Skylanders wasn't them.
wait.
What are you talking about?
Wait, no. What about Spyro A New Beginning or Spyro
A New Beginning?
I think it was Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. Dawn of the Dragon came out when the Wii was still a thing, so it had to have been at least 2008
It says 2005
when the last Spyro
when
game.
that was Shadow Legacy. Was the last Spyro game.
Are you sure?
That's what it says. Let me see. Let me see here. You're right. Huh. That's weird. They don't put it on the wiki.
Well, because Dawn of the Dragon was like part of the Legend of Spyro series, maybe
Oh,
because
gosh.
it is slightly different. Maybe they don't accept it into the canon.
Yeah, maybe everyone's like, we don't need that to exist. No one cares about that. Everything's gonna have a dark, gritty reboot, don't they?
Yeah, it wasn't really a dark gritty reboot, but it was a lot more serious in tone than the first
How
games were.
serious can you get a purple small dragon?
Well,
Gosh.
you throw in like a legend about a purple dragon that's destined to save the world. You add in an evil villain who turns out to be like a female companion to Spyro, and then there's a romance, and then as long as you add a prophecy, it becomes like 20% more dark.
I am so confused. I am not sure what's going on
Anyways,
in the story.
yeah.
What you said.
Yeah, anyways, and I'm really happy it's out. It looks like everyone did a really good job making it,
Yeah, it
and
does look pretty good. I don't know. Maybe one day.
I'm
I'll play it.
also really happy. Like in the first Spyro game, as you might remember, you had to like rescue dragons that were encased in crystal, and all of those dragons got redesigns.
Yeah.
And there's like 155 of them in
Gosh.
total, so like that's a lot of unique character designs. And there were a lot of people who were happy about them, especially the fans of daddies.
Oh dear God. Well,
Yes, that's right. The furries have struck again.
Wait, what?
You cannot look at those dragon designs and not say that someone horny worked on some of them.
oh gosh. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure that means there's gonna be plenty more Roll 34s coming out.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of
yeah,
Roll 34s, let's check it
definitely.
out.
Oh, are you gonna do this again?
Hey, it's been what 4 episodes since we did that.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that if
Is
you
this
look
gonna
at
be a new?
just Spyro, though, there's gonna be a bunch of it already, wouldn't there be?
Please at least be adult Spyro, please.
Well, how old is
please. He
Spyro?
is like, I don't know. He's like 12. In the Legend of Spyro series, he's like 18, I guess,
Anyways,
or
been fun.
adult, almost adult teenager.
I might play it one time. The only remastered game I really played was Crash when that came out. I did 3 of
yeah.
them, but that was really good. So, and Activision does own them, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're trying
Yeah,
to remaster all their stuff right now.
Yeah, I wish they would just release the originals too, though. I know that a lot of them can't be played on modern systems because they have to be completely made from the ground up anyway, but emulators! Just bring emulators back!
Why would you need the original when you have these ones?
Well, I don't know. Just because the originals had that. There were technical limitations that informed how the game was made, and just it had like a very unique look and feel to it that we're never gonna get again because we just don't care about archiving games in like their pristine, unaltered condition, you know?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, once you remake it,
I,
there's not much, or remaster it, I guess. There's not much. I feel like there's not a whole lot of point to bring it all
what
back.
about Silent Hill remastered?
What are you talking about? There isn't a remake
Silent
for
Hill
that.
2 and 3 Silent Hill 2 and 3
Oh, those
remastered
bad
was
ones.
yeah, those bad ones. Wouldn't you want to play the originals instead of the
Yeah,
remastered
'cause those are
versions?
bad. The new ones are good. And these whole new ones are just remakes that look better, anyways. Those were like just crappy, terrible remasters.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at it from a historical point of view. Just like how it used to look is just as important as why they chose to make it look this way.
I suppose you're right.
Oh, speaking of emulators,
Speaking of
um,
emulators,
yeah, looks like old Ninty is at it again. They shut down EMU Paradise, and they also sued a couple, a husband and wife, $12 million for running a ROM site.
can you do that?
Yeah, they can do that.
Why didn't they done it before?
Well, they've. Oh, I guess they. I don't know why they haven't done it before. Maybe it's just because this is like one of the. Maybe I feel like. Well, Nintendo has always been that game company who always cracks down on like fan produced works. I guess just ROMs have just been harder to pin down, just because like it's hard to trace back to the source or something like that. And I don't know, these lawsuits take some time, so this might have been in the works for quite a while
It
now.
seems like EMU Paradise is still up.
But are the ROMs still on
Oh,
there? It's
yeah,
been a
yeah,
while
yeah.
since.
You're right about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Yeah, they took all that down. Okay.
yeah, so the couple were running loveroms.com and loveretro.co until July. So this actually happened a lot earlier. But it was just announced that it was just announced like in the middle of November that Nintendo actually did sue them.
Man.
And it doesn't mean that they actually like paid $12 million to Nintendo right then and there. This is mainly just like in most of these lawsuits, there's usually like a higher amount just to deter other people, to deter them from making more ROMs. Essentially, they might have just had to pay a much lower sum, which usually people just have to pay back for their entire lives. But yeah, this is just saying, we sued this couple $12 million, so don't think we're not going to do the same to you. And then the ROM site people are just like, oh no, and then they just have to they try to avoid the repercussions.
We'll see what happens. I guess there's still NES ROM sites up though, so I don't know if everyone's gonna get deterred by it.
Yeah, and the loveroms.com site is still up, but all it says is it just has an apology to Nintendo, and it's very sad.
How do you feel about ROMs?
I think they're kind of necessary, especially when thinking about game archiving, game history. It's just kind of inevitable that with failing hardware, we're just gonna have to like rely on ROMs in order to experience.
Why would they care about like NES ROMs and stuff like that? It's not like they're selling those games anymore. I guess.
Well, yeah, they're not selling the games anymore, but they still own the property. I mean, they still own the intellectual property, which gives them the opportunity to sell it later, even though they're not selling it now. That's the whole thing.
Well, yeah, if they take all these ROM sites down, it's gonna suck because half these games you won't be able to play anymore, or more than half of these games, unless you buy the console.
Yeah.
But they're all gonna start dying out eventually, anyways. Because
Uh-huh.
the NES Classic and stuff like that can only give you so much.
Yeah. And even that is run by emulators.
Yeah, and it's all ROMs anyways, so.
Yeah.
But someone,
Nintendo.
someone will download it and have all the files. I mean, it'll always exist. So.
Yeah. We have brave souls, brave anonymous souls who download all of the archives and save them somewhere so that we won't lose them.
Nah, we'll always have ROMs around somewhere. They will forever be in existence.
It's like Star Wars and A New Hope, where it's like, I gotta get this data file to Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's like a ROM instead.
I don't know if that's how it worked in that one. I don't know how it
I don't know.
works.
My analogy failed. It's
My
it's all
analogy.
it's all crumbling.
Were you being facetious?
Yeah, that's just the title of this episode now.
Being facetious. I think it's the title of every video from ever.
Yeah, but can you imagine? Can you imagine the company who brought you so much joy as a child potentially just sues you
They'll sue your
for
they'll sue your ass for $12 million. You better watch out, ROM guys. You think
Yeah.
Nintendo's nice to you? I'll kick your ass.
You think companies are your friends? You think platforms are your friends?
No.
Guess again.
No, they'll eat your ass out. see how I built that up.
Yeah, I sure did.
Anyways, I don't know. That's just crazy.
Bad taste in
I
your
don't know
mouth.
why Nintendo, but Nintendo has always been kind of against people sometimes and stuff like that. They've always done that in the
Yeah.
past, so.
They're like the crazy uncle
It's
of
weird.
the.
Yeah, because they're like people. They're really nice to people, and then they'll just like screw you over in a second if you like turn your back.
Well,
on
they're
them.
not really nice to. They're not really nice to people. It's just their branding that gives them like the family fun image that people know them as.
That's true, and then Reggie will come behind you and stab you in the back.
Oh yeah, I fear the day that Reggie feels I'm a like takes me peacefully in my sleep.
Sneak in with a silenced gun and just shoot you.
Yeah, or he like makes his presence known to me. He shows me the new Nintendo console and then he kills me with his bare hands.
Oh, what's this one? A quote he says. He's gonna keep saying that over and over again.
He's like, "My body is ready."
No,
To
he wouldn't say
kill.
something like that. He'd be like, "Your body's ready to die."
And I would be like, "My time has come."
I don't know if he'd peacefully go while he murders you. Just
Oh,
let
I
it
don't
happen.
know. It's like those movies where the train is coming, and if you close your eyes at just the right moment when the train is about to impact, the brain thinks that it's dead, and some people find peace within this.
Is that how it works?
I don't know. It's some dumb Tumblr post.
As is any post on anything. I feel like I'm not
Oh,
really
yeah.
on Tumblr because Reddit's gotten a lot worse. Everything's like Facebook jokes now and everything. Cause they'll put like emojis and like the titles and everything.
Yeah, Reddit is harder to curate a feed just because like you get everything from that one particular community's feed. Whereas Tumblr and Twitter, you can just choose who you want to follow, and you can like get extensions so you can blacklist certain words or phrases.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, it's a lot of like
Yes.
12-year-olds and stuff posting stupid stuff on here and stuff like that.
It sounds like you need to curate your social media feed, mister.
Well, I'm only on Reddit and Twitter. I'm not on like Facebook or anything else.
Yeah. I actually recently did a Facebook purge, and just
They all need to
unfollowed.
be
I did not
purged.
unfriended, but unfollowed quite a lot of people that I simply do not have time for anymore.
I just deleted my entire Facebook, so.
Oh yeah,
did
I
like a
should do
year
that
ago.
too, but I should too, but it's if it wasn't for my family, friends, and colleagues who still use that hell site to keep up with each other, I would have slaughtered
I
it.
didn't care. I got rid of it, and now nobody tells me anything. Like I found out like one of my great aunts died. Nobody told me.
Oh.
I think I told you that before.
Oh, sorry
though.
about that. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I figured so. Anyways,
More bad game company
going off
stuff.
the topic again.
Yeah, Telltale Games has started its liquidation process this month, and some of the games are now just delisted from Steam. So talking about game archiving, it's now not possible to play from Monkey Island or the Back to the Future Telltale game from Steam. Both of them are still on GOG.
Or for who
Dot
knows
com.
for how long?
Yeah,
So they're pulling a Konami basically.
yeah.
We're doing what Konami did. That's crazy. I can't believe they're deleting all their games though. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
They're really turning out to be crap, aren't they?
yeah, I
Over
know.
everybody. I don't even know who to blame on that.
Yeah,
though.
so if you ever wanted to play Back to the Future, the game, or Tales of Monkey Island from Steam, better get it before it's gone.
Well, you just need to download it, and then yeah, you're good. Because like when I
Yeah.
took Alan Wake off the site, you could still download it as long as you buy it. You're good.
Yeah.
Is Back to the Future is on here? I think I own it.
On Steam?
Oh, no, they took it off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I own it or not. I own it on something. Because I know I played it at some point. But anyways.
Yeah, just a brief update from that Telltale story.
I don't know.
We'll probably it'll probably develop as it just
Fall apart.
destroys itself.
Well, basically, they fired everybody, so they're basically just dropping. So why are the games getting delayed? Because nobody owns that IP?
Yeah, it's just they're trying to sell all of their as in the liquidation process, they're just trying to sell all of their properties, I guess.
Yeah, even The Walking Dead's going away.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. There's a bunch of business mumbo jumbo that I don't understand and don't want to understand at the moment. So, just as part of their as part of the liquidation process, it's just they're getting rid of games.
I don't know what they're thinking.
More positive news, Scott Cawthon, creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, has posted a very long Steam thread in the forums talking about his new projects.
I don't want to read.
Isn't that exciting,
books.
Jordan?
No more. I can't even finish the last book. I was like, I'm done with this.
What?
I read through the first two books. I was like, all right, and then the third book's just too much.
Yeah, he announced a new book series from Scholastic. There's going to be several games in production, a VR game, a AAA Five Nights at Freddy's, and also the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. The screenplay has been written, and now they're just in the next stage of production for that.
I heard about the movie. I'm interested to see if they'll make it based off the book or not. Or they're going to do their thing. But it's from Blumhouse, so, it could be a piece of crap.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a fun time. Maybe Five Nights at Freddy's will be the next successful video game venture after Detective Pikachu.
What was I gonna say? If it gets a 5 out of 10 or above, I'll watch it. But if it's like a 2 or something, I'm not gonna watch it. Maybe when it comes
it's like the Silent Hill movie. It's got a 5 out of 10, but it's still good.
I enjoyed the Silent Hill movie, but if it's something like that, yeah, I'll watch it. But it just depends. And AAA Five Nights at Freddy's game is interesting, but I don't know how you would make that experience $60.
You would add crafting. Gotta add open world Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh my god.
The whole intriguing is like being cramped into a place and surviving 5 nights.
I know. It's like an open world pizza palace. It's a really big pizza palace, and you gotta navigate the hallways and survive. I don't know. I'm not a game designer.
It's just too much. I don't think they need to do this because the series is already over and they had a story end, and now they're just making another one. It's just pointless.
Hey, if I had a cash cow, I would keep milking it until it died. So
that's true. But Scott is like a millionaire at this point. Why does he even care anymore?
I don't think he's a millionaire. He said he stated in several times that he does not live that kind of luxury, and games don't actually make a lot of money.
Yeah, but he didn't spend any money on that, and the amount of merchandise that's everywhere I've seen, he's got to be making a pretty penny.
Who knows?
I think he's just trying to be facetious.
Now you're using it out of context here.
Joke. That's the whole joke now. You should never have started it.
This is my pit, and I will rot in it.
Personal hell you started.
Oh, speaking of, I didn't want to do that. That was a bad segue. Yeah, that was a bad segue.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go below that. Hey, the Detective Pikachu trailer's out.
Yeah. Yeah, Detective Pikachu. That sure was a thing.
I don't know. What did you think of it? You said put bad but good.
Yeah. It was viscerally upsetting to me when I first watched it. I went through the 5 stages of grief within 30 seconds, but then after that, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm excited for this movie.
My only problem with it was I think the main character, whoever's acting, is really bad. Like that's what did you notice that, or was it just me?
I can't judge the level of acting.
Like I thought I was like, man, this guy's not a good actor. Like you should watch it.
I mean, he's acted in He's acted in pretty high-profile things
Has he?
before,
It
so...
just seemed like it was pretty bad. I don't know. You need to watch it again and see, because it just didn't seem like he was doing like emotions or anything. It's just the same emotion through the entire thing.
Well, it's a trailer, Jordan. You can't really get the breadth of emotional range from an actor just from like a 2-minute trailer out of like 140-minute movie.
Ah, well, I'll judge it harshly now.
Yeah,
See what happens
okay.
when it comes out. Maybe it'll be better.
Just wait for our review of Detective Pikachu. That's gonna be now 2 hours long. I've made a bingo card for this movie. So I'll put that in a link in the description. Just some of the things that I think that are gonna happen, and if they happen to if the things happen and I get to mark my bingo card, then maybe I'll get a bingo. I'd like to share some of the things I have on it with you now, if you want to hear them.
If you get bingo, you have to scream in the theater. Bingo.
Yes, I will scream.
Scream.
Some of the things are, number 1, Pikachu has 1 confirmed kill, which means Pikachu voluntarily or involuntarily kills someone or causes collateral damage that results in someone's death.
Positive.
Ash Ketchum will have a cameo appearance somewhere, whether be it in a name or someone wearing his outfit.
I wonder if he's a big deal in that universe.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
There's probably just like... Maybe it's going to be super meta, and it's going to show the Pokemon TV show within the universe, and Ash Ketchum is just a fictional character.
He might be a big character, part of the movie at some point.
I don't know. It doesn't seem... It feels like... I think it's a smarter move to just focus on completely new characters within the Pokemon universe, because there hasn't been a Pokemon movie that doesn't have Ash in it.
Well,
So...
It's first live-action movie, so...
Yeah. Some other things. The main character's name is Tim Goodman. So Tim Goodman is going to drink alcohol for his 21st birthday. It was his 21st birthday in the trailer that it shows, and so it's gonna drink it.
They won't do that.
It's gonna drink it in some capacity, and also Pikachu gets a little sippy too.
No, they won't do that. It's a kids' movie.
The concept of food will be explained in some manner.
No, why would
and
that
whatever is disclosed, well, because they got to explain whether they eat Pokemon or not, and someone is going to be upset either way.
No, they won't do that. Just in case you want me to sure. No, it's a kids' movie. They won't do something
in
like
the
that.
food. There were
food
stalls on that.
Just because they can't communicate, they would see that kind of stuff.
Would you want to see Would you want to see like a Tauros carcass just cut up in a butcher shop, or like Psyducks hanging on hooks in like a meat shop?
I want a rated R grindhouse Pokemon movie. They're just getting slaughtered. There's a war. That's what that'll ever be made, but that's what I want. Murder.
Pokemon husbandry. I don't like it.
Murder.
Don't like the bad
Killed.
feeling.
Maimed. Them skinning them alive. Skin
one of the things I have is that there's not going to be any fan service for Pokemon furries. There's not going to be any sexual references whatsoever, and we're not going to talk about Pokemon breeding.
Why would they do that anyways? That's not fair. You can say nod to any of it.
It's PG-13, so
it's
there
PG-13?
could be a nod. Yes, it is PG-13. Oh, well, no. Maybe it's... I think it's either PG or PG-13.
Why would it be PG-13? It's for kids.
Because
PG.
Because Pikachu can't say a cuss otherwise.
They won't do that. I think hold on, let me look it up because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be PG.
That's one of my other theories, is that Pikachu is gonna say a cuss in some capacity. Maybe not a tier 2 cuss, but it's gonna be like the camera. He's gonna get hurt or something, and then he's gonna about to say something, and then the camera cuts to him just saying Pika Pika. Oh yeah, and then another thing, the reason for why Pikachu can be understood by Tim Goodman only is not going to be explained at all, just like the games. I'm speaking as someone who actually played the game, the Detective Pikachu game. I know it's going to happen. Like, they're not going to explain everything and just leave it open for a sequel. A sequel of Pokemon films with Detective Pikachu.
I bet they'll explain it.
Oh yeah, there's also going to be a Detective Pikachu plushie that they're going to have... and they're gonna market it very heavily in the film. but subconsciously, so you don't notice that they're marketing it towards you. It's kind of funny because this trailer dropped the same day Toy Story 4's trailer was dropped, and it was completely overshadowed. So Toy Story 4 had to put out a second trailer a few days later and then put the word reaction at the end of it.
What?
So that they would get more views.
Did they really do that?
They did, yeah.
I don't even know if I care about Toy Story anymore. I liked 1 and 2, but there's just too
Yeah.
much now.
What do you think is going to happen in the Detective Pikachu movie? Do you have a bingo card?
Oh, I don't know if I care enough for that. It seems like it's pretty... I don't even know who the villain is yet, though, do we?
No one knows who the villain is yet, but
Who
I'm
knows?
betting it's not going to be like Team Rocket or anyone. It's just going to be some guy and his cohorts who have no agenda other than world domination.
I don't know. It might be. Who are the villains in Detective Pikachu?
It's literally just some guy.
Just some guy. It probably will be. And everyone will be mad and be like, it's just such a generic villain.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You can give your big old review.
Yeah. Which character do you want to which celebrity do you want to voice your favorite Pokemon? Tell us in the comments below.
Hey, Jonathan, who's your daddy Pikachu? Or daddy Pokemon? That
What?
you want to be your daddy?
That wants to be my
Your
dad.
furry daddy. I don't know how that works.
I think Tropius is already my dad.
I don't know who that is, but... Alright, is he a tentacle Pokemon?
No, it's like a giant giraffe that has bananas
Oh, God.
on its
I
head.
can already imagine the Rule 34 on that.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean, huh? Bananas on his head?
I said,
Oh,
yeah,
think
I
you
was
said,
agreeing.
Before I said again, it's Rule 34. I think there's probably... How many pages do you think of Pokemon Rule 34 there is? I mean, it's got...
How many pages?
It's gotta be
Quite a
it's gotta be
lot.
unlimited, right? For as long as it's existed.
Yeah. Unlimited.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Who's your Pokemon daddy, Jordan?
Oh, God. There's a Misty pregnant Rule 34 picture.
Uh-huh.
Why would that exist?
Uh-huh.
That's such a weird, thing to exist. Anyways.
You didn't answer my question,
Oh my God,
Jordan.
there's 4,010 columns of Pokemon. There you go. Just in case you were wondering, there's 4,000 pages.
Yeah, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy, Jordan?
My daddy.
Who's your Pokemon
I
daddy?
don't watch this show. I don't know who.
Wow,
anyone
so
is.
that's not fair. That's a cop-out. I get to answer
answered
this,
it.
but you don't.
How would I answer? I haven't seen the dang thing. Anything about it.
I don't know. Just go to a random Pokemon generator and just
Just
pick the
find
first
it.
one that gives it to you.
All right. Let's see what I can find here. And that'll forever be it. Well, this gives me 4 of them. Should I just do the first? Oh,
Just
one.
pick-
Okay.
Just pick one. That's your government assigned persona.
Fortress.
Fortress.
There you go. Right in the Drawn to Games lore.
Yup.
We need a Drawn to Games lore.
We need
a
a Drawn to
list.
Games Pokemon team.
It's Fortress. I don't know which one that is, but it's some stone flying thing.
It's a bug steel type, and it's best at exploding.
Well, I guess he can do me with his whatever is on his side of him.
Uh.
That would hurt. I think I'd be dead. I don't think I'd survive that. He's made of stone. Anyways, that's the official lore for that.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Something good. Also, something good happened. Sonicfox, famous. I don't know why there's so many furries in this episode, but he's one of the best fighting game champions, and he won a Injustice 2 tournament, and he got $40,000 from it, and then he donated $10,000 to his opponent because his opponent's dad had cancer, and so he
Wow.
donated to the medical fund, and then the opponent got $20,000 as being second place, so I think he had plenty of money.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was a nice positive thing to balance out all of the negative game things that happened earlier,
Yeah.
and also Detective Pikachu.
Well, probably should have said it after this other bit of news. Before we go back in positive, then back into negatory. Speaking of illnesses, Stan Lee has passed away, which I was kind of surprised about, but I guess it's not too surprising since he was like
Yeah, he was pretty old.
96 or so, but he's survived a long time. I don't know. That was pretty surprised. I haven't been that surprised by a celebrity death since Robin Williams. And that was a pretty bigger deal than you think it would have been.
Yeah, because because I think it brought to attention like how depression and all of mental illness stuff happens to even the most jovial of people.
Yeah.
But I think Stan Lee has led a very full life,
Oh,
so
yeah.
uh,
And we're gonna see him in a couple of films after this, because apparently he filmed a lot of his stuff beforehand. I think they probably knew something like that could happen,
Yeah.
so they filmed a bunch of it before.
well, I mean, they usually like film a bunch of movies at the same time during pre-production,
Oh, yeah.
or like during production. So
Yeah.
just gotta fly him all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of adventure in his life.
Yeah, he really made an impact on the comics community and like popular culture. Obviously, we should remember Jack Kirby and all of the other people who worked alongside Stan Lee and helped make that a reality. I think Stan Lee gets a lot gets a lot of the credit where there should be. It was all a team effort in creating Marvel
We're talking about
franchises.
someone who
And
died,
whatnot.
and you're like talking about some other one else. I'd say. Oh,
I know.
I just go for this.
I know. I'm just saying, like that's just been the talk around it lately.
Well, yeah,
It's
because he
just-
died. People want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about someone else did a lot of work too. Anyways, it's very sad. What's your history with Marvel movies? Or
I
have
don't
you?
really have a history. My friends would always invite me to go out to see them, and I was just like, sure. I never had like an inclination to go see one for myself. It's always been circumstance that led me to Marvel movies and Marvel comics. I've never liked Cape comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never got into them.
What's the favorite Marvel movie
just-
you've seen?
What?
What's your favorite Marvel movie you've seen? Like, of the ones you have
My
seen?
favorite Marvel movie, probably like, I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp. Those were good. I think they had a really good tone, really nice stuff. Black Panther actually was one of the more interesting Marvel movies that I saw. It played a lot of different themes of Afrofuturism and just like it had like really good aesthetics to it too. I like Wakanda Forever. So that's my Marvel movies.
Well, I think I liked the new Infinity War was really good. Have you seen the ending for that?
I've seen the ending. I've actually have not seen Infinity War though.
I mean, that was a pretty ballsy way to end up such a big movie like that.
I guess. Well, they're not really dead though. They're
Yeah, well, I think most kids won't know like stuff like that. So if they had seen it, I'm sure a lot of crying kids
yeah.
going on.
I mean, yeah, I think if you're an adult, never mind, because like there's a bunch of people shooting their reactions to the ending of Infinity War, and
Well,
none of them are pretty.
Most of that kind of stuff's fake. Even a lot of the Bohemian Rhapsody videos, that reactions were fake. That's what someone else was saying. I was like, yeah, pretty hard not to hear Bohemian Rhapsody, especially when there's like 50 people making it. But, eventually people will make stuff on YouTube just because they know they'll get like 5 million views.
Yeah.
Well, darn.
We should start a reaction
right?
channel.
We should do. Well, hey, everybody, we're announcing our new reaction videos every other week. We're just gonna react to random things.
React to games. It's not even art anymore.
Hey, Jonathan.
There's an art to react.
Jonathan, I've heard of this new like Gundam style video. I've never seen it before. We should totally react to it.
Yeah, totally.
From like a dead meme 7 years ago.
Ugh.
I don't think that's the top video
But I
on
guess
YouTube anymore, though.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know what. I'm scared to look at what the new top video
That's
might
not that
be
bad.
for
It's probably a
YouTube.
music video or something. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I guess your history with Marvel has just been with the movies. Have you been much of a comics person?
No, that's why I put movies and TV, because I haven't really seen anything else. Of course, the only TV I've seen is like Daredevil.
Oh yeah, Daredevil was actually good too.
I watched through Luke Cage, I think, half of the first season, but other than that, I haven't really watched too much of that. And Dispatchio is the #1 video on YouTube right now.
Despacito?
So it's a meme. That's what's #1.
Yes, of course.
That's a real meme because I've seen that on fucking Reddit everywhere.
Siri, that's so sad. Siri, play Despacito.
Yeah, that joke. I never listened to it though. Gangnam Style's #4 still, so it's all music basically, which isn't too bad. It's not one of those like kid videos or anything.
At least it's not Johnny.
I don't know what that is, but I don't want to know. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk about.
Rest in peace, Stanley.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. Anyways, Fallout 76 has been getting terrible reviews. Have you seen anything videos on these, Jonathan?
I'm afraid to look it up because I don't want to see how much of a train wreck it is.
Yeah, have you seen Jimquisitions? He's made some good videos about games and stuff. I would recommend any, or like Donkey's always fun to watch. But I don't think he's made a video on Fallout 76, has he?
I don't think so, not yet. I did watch Vinny Vinesauce play through some of it during the beta. And I wasn't super impressed by what I saw.
No, I think it looks, honestly, even worse than Fallout 4, which is surprising. And apparently they're going to use that same engine on Elder Scrolls 6 and whatever other game they're making, apparently. But I don't know exactly if that's true. But if they do that, that's just ridiculous. They need to make a new engine. Like, the creation engine has been used since 2011. Like, you think by now it would... Yeah, stop. Slow it down. Make something new, at least.
Time to stop.
They need something else, but I decided I'm not going to play it. It's not worth it. $60. I don't really want a Fallout 4 multiplayer, and if they were going to do that, they should have just made Fallout 4 and put a mod for it, I would say, or another add-on or something that just had multiplayer. Just have it like that, other than make this piece of crap anyways. So
I think it was $33 Black Friday.
Yeah, they've already dropped the price. I don't even know if it's defaultly dropped. Is it just normally dropped now?
I don't know.
I don't think so. But I think someone was saying on PS4 it was already dropped. But if that's true, I'm not surprised for as bad of a reputation as this game's getting. And the worst thing is you can't, like, nobody can mod it. Yeah, it's down to $35 right now. Yeah, nobody can mod it or anything, so basically it's just going to be bad probably. And nobody's going to play it and it's going to die off pretty quick.
I mean, it already was a bad game before it was like a pile of glitches because they used nuclear warfare as like a juvenile attack on somebody.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I forgot. There was one time where a player like set off 3 nuclear explosions at once and then it crashed the server.
That's not surprising. Jeremy was saying that the server's crashed when he's jumping on it. So it's just, and you know, it's also a console port apparently. So, and a lot of stuff is locked to 30 FPS. So the frame rate is just terrible. Even on console, it's terrible. Even on the Xbox One X, which just came out last year with upgraded hardware, is bad too. So I don't know. But
rest in peace, Fallout 76.
I would say rest in peace.
Go back into the vault.
Bethesda and Todd Howard and all that stuff. Just they lie about all that kind of stuff. I don't know. They've been getting into
Todd Howard came into my house and whispered dark secrets into my ear.
God, have you ever seen the Cropecap video?
The what?
The Cropecap video about Todd Howard's sweet little lies.
No, I haven't. I feel like I should see that now.
You should see that. It's a really good video.
Well, I'll watch that later. Thank you.
Trumped it in there, but it's really good. Anyways, and I'm not gonna play it. Jonathan's definitely not gonna play it. So
yeah, I would like to mess around in the character creator though, because that's the only reason I would play a Fallout game.
What's the longest you've ever spent in a character creator?
Longest I've ever spent, Skyrim. I spent like a good 15 minutes on making a character.
I've seen much worse than 15 minutes. I've seen like 2 hours or so.
Yeah, if I got a hold of like Black Desert Online's character creator or like Soul Calibur's character creator, I'd probably spend hours on it. Oh wait, no, actually, I did spend half an hour making a me on the Wii. I was trying to come up with like a really weird me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, I mean, with that's a pretty simple editor, so you don't have to worry about it too bad.
Yeah, but I wanted to make it as complex as possible. I was trying to see what was possible, so I was fiddling around with it for at least half an hour. I don't know what became of that me. It's just lost to the ether now, so don't ask me for it.
Lost in the other. I think I've.
Let's talk about a good game.
Oh boy. Yeah. So, well, hold on, because I want to confirm this, because I'm not exactly sure, but I'm apparently. Hold on.
Apparently, huh?
Apparently, huh? I wanted to make sure because I didn't actually look at this. I just saw it on someone said it on. You don't have to drink it that bad.
Sorry, I was trying to be. I was trying to drink it quickly so that no one would hear me drink it.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. I'm gonna smash my hand. So apparently, Fortnite has won Game of the Year on a Games Reader, from what I can see, or at least Golden Joystick Awards, Ultimate Game of the Year, Fortnite Battle Royale. And yeah, I don't know about that. But then Overwatch, when did that win? 2 years ago or so?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't keep up with all of these different sites' Game of the Years, especially because it's not the end of the year. It's only November.
Well, here's the thing too. I don't think Fortnite's even released yet. It came out last year, I'm pretty sure. So I don't even know if this is really fair, but apparently it was in early access, I guess, last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just weird, especially in a game that's only multiplayer and really only it has like one level. That's just, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know if I really care though. It might just be like a popularity vote basically, and I guess in that regard, sure. You know, most people play.
Yeah, haven't you seen the game FAQs Game of the Year polls? Those are all just popularity contests. Remember when Undertale beat Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time? That was fun.
Yes, who cares about, actual Game of the Year? Let's just make it sure. Oh, what's more popular? Oh, Fortnite.
The people have spoken, Jordan.
I can only imagine all the kids dancing around with their stupid Fortnite dances.
I've been practicing the Fortnite dances because I want to get...
If I see a video of you doing Fortnite dances, this podcast is over. I'm clamping down. The door is closing. Although, good note, best storytelling was God of War, so... I would...
What? What?
That has best storytelling.
For that game for joystick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
It's kind of weird though. Red Dead Redemption's not anywhere on this list.
Well, maybe they didn't finish playing it.
I'm pretty sure this was a little too early for what I think you're supposed to have. I would say your awards should be next year, in like January.
Yeah.
Like, after the year, but no, everyone has to get it. Because VGAs happened, December 11th?
I think so.
But I really like the story in Red Dead, so I think that should have maybe beat out God of War. But I enjoyed God of War's story, so...
I think games journalists should play every single game that came out during that year, including the indie games, and then, only then, will they be able to make their complete top 10 based on their cumulative opinion of every single game that came out in a year.
You think we should play every game?
There's like hundreds of games that came out in a year.
Okay, well, we better get to work, Jonathan. You better get the games going. How much?
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to.
How much is our budget again?
A can of chickpeas and a quarter.
Not much of a budget, so I don't think we can afford $5,000 worth of games. Probably more.
Well, a lot of them are free, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, once you get to $60 games, I'm gonna say we're gonna have a little bit of a problem. Anyways,
look forward to our the Drawn
list.
of Games edition. Yeah. We're poor, so we can't spend that much money on
it's gonna be all
new
games.
releases.
It's gonna be kind of a mess, but it'll be something.
It'll be something.
Anyways, moving on, we're gonna go to our topics of the week, or second week, I guess. That discussion. So, Jonathan, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what is it?
Hey, how would you rate your kids, Jonathan? My first question is, would you let them watch YouTube? We're
I
talking
would.
full access. You just click on YouTube, they can watch it.
No, I would not.
And why is that?
Because I don't like how the algorithm appeals to children. Have you seen kids' videos on YouTube? It's nightmarish and Orwellian.
It's not. It's just not educational either. Like it's just a mess
No.
most of the time.
No, there's like actual disturbing content on
Yeah,
there.
it's always
There's
hidden
like
behind kid stuff, and it's like kids screaming about stuff. It's just nothing.
no, there's like really inappropriate stuff for kids. There's like a cartoon of Mickey like having surgery on Minnie, and it like shows a lot of different things.
Yeah, you could get inappropriate. And I brought this topic up because I know someone, a mom who like just lets her kids watch whatever they want on YouTube. That's it. Look at the phone. That's it. I think I was eating breakfast with him, and the kid was just watching YouTube on his phone, in front of everyone, on loud, in a public area. I was sitting there, I was like, "What? You're just gonna let him sit here and do this?" Like if I had kids, I would never let them watch anything on the table, or have their phone out, or have a 5-year-old have a phone.
So what would you do?
What about YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because when do you think a kid should have a phone? I think that's like, I would say 12 would probably be my minimum.
Yeah, I would say so too.
And I would strict it. I mean, you're gonna have to make sure that there's some parent stuff on there.
Yeah, parental controls.
Oh, for sure, but I would be worried that they could probably find their way around it.
I would probably have to like develop like some sort of curriculum to teach them about internet etiquette.
That's not
like
gonna help though. They're kids. They're way too curious about that kind of stuff.
No, I mean it helped. I mean it worked on me when I was younger, so I can only try.
Yeah.
You can't just say it's because nobody teaches anyone about like internet etiquette. You just give it to them, and then they just go on there and they just experiment. And like experimentation is good sometimes, but no, it's really better to just give them some level of discernment before they go out into like the great big wide world of the internet.
Well, the bad thing about phones and stuff like that is a lot of kids get phones earlier. So if your kid's going to classes and everyone when they're like 9 and everyone has phones, you know what's going to happen. You get begged for that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, tough titties.
And I think even worse than YouTube is the internet. You can't give a kid full access to the internet. That's
no,
worse.
of course not.
Way worse than YouTube.
Well, I never went the full breadth of the internet. I always just went to my homepage of kids safe links, and that was enough entertainment for me. So I never typed in like any search bars. I didn't know what a Google or a Yahoo was.
I think I would never let a kid watch YouTube. By going back to that, I would rather buy like Sesame Street DVDs or something and just play that, because that has more educational stuff. I would say for someone that's like 5 or 6, that's way more important. So they can learn things while doing that, other than being like, because that's a lot of things. Some parents nowadays they'll just click in kids on YouTube and just play it.
Yeah,
like,
babysitters.
That's just dangerous stuff. Because you never know what's gonna lead.
Yeah,
you should never do that.
But how is my child supposed to learn how to do sick water bottle flips if he doesn't give access to the internet?
I don't think that matters. And then video games part. I mean, what do you think? I think for me, I might let them play M games around 14. I don't know how it feels, but I feel like they're a little more mature for that kind of stuff. Or else it can't get
what?
What do you think? I don't know.
You mean like a good age to play video games?
Well, I would say like rated M games.
Rated M games. Okay, well,
like your kid came home, I was like, "Oh, hey, I want to play the new Call of Duty," and he's like,
"Well."
And I don't know.
Well, they'd have to prove to me that they're mature enough to handle the subject matter, because it takes a certain level of discernment to handle like mature subject matter or whatever.
I don't know, because some of these games are getting a lot worse. Because back when our parents were kids, you had NES. I mean, there wasn't like rated M games back then.
Leisure Shoot Larry, there was Doom, What
Well, I would say
else?
it's not
There
as bad,
were
especially on home consoles.
lewd sex adventures on the Sega the 32X.
I would just say it's gotten a lot more realistic now. I would be.
There was full motion sex adventures.
What are you talking about? Oh, now? Or
No,
then?
back
Well,
then.
whatever. I'm just saying now. I don't know.
I feel like there's just been a section of media that's always been just as raunchy as it is today. It's just taken different media, different mediums.
Oh, nowadays. I don't know,
Yeah,
games look a
I
lot more
mean,
realistic now, so you can have much gorier things going on. I don't know. When I was like in high school, I don't remember when I started playing those kind of games. It was like 13 or so. So I don't know. I guess I was sort of desensitized fairly early.
uh-huh.
I mean, I don't even know when I discovered porn.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Jonathan, when did you discover porn? Hey, want to discuss that?
What?
Fun fact.
So, why do you want to have kids again?
Wait, what? How do we flip this
Why do you
around?
want to have
This isn't
kids?
what it was about. I was just talking about parenting. Because it's
Yeah,
other
but
things
like
for the
you're
parents.
talking about how would you raise your kids, but that implies that I want to have kids, which I don't.
Oh, you don't want to have kids?
Not really, no. At least not now. I don't want to start thinking about them.
Well, you can't. I don't know. I guess we had somebody that the father was pretty old. I don't know though, because I mean, I feel like I get angry too fast if I had kids. I have a short fuse. I don't.
Yeah.
And I can't handle
and
kids very well.
Yeah, well, and some people, and at least you're thinking about it. Some people just have kids just to have them, and that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Go to family planning sessions.
Yeah, I would definitely not take my chances with that kind of stuff. Like, I am much safer than that. I'm not taking my chances by having a kid by accident. If I would hate my life if I did something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways, that's.
But if you did have kids, like the perfect idyllic life, I guess, that's what I would do.
Just be very careful with your kids. Teach them education. All right. So let's move on to the games we've played. This.
Yeah.
Last
Do you
week's.
want to go first?
Sure. I've been playing Resident Evil 6 with Jeremy. We've been doing co-op. So far, we've played through the Jake and Chris campaign, which kind of feel similar. It's weird because the Chris campaign feels more like Call of Duty. That campaign really feels like Call of Duty. There's even a mission towards the end where you play in like a jet and you're flying around. It's ridiculous. And for a best Resident Evil game. And the Jake one is a lot of running around almost and driving around more so than the others. But it's just, so far, I haven't played the Leon yet. I know that's more horror-y from what I've seen. There's just too much action. Like, 5 was pretty bad too, but this one's way worse. There's people shooting at you in a zombie game, and it's just kind of a mess. And the story's just bland. The characters are just, I don't know. It just feels all shoved together and rushed. You know, Capcom wanted to make a bunch of money. It's nowhere near as good as 7. And I think it is worse than 5 even. And 5 wasn't a great game, but it was better than whatever this is. But I don't know. Maybe I'll like the Leon one more. I might play it whenever, I will play it once I'm done with the. I'm done with the J campaign. We'll play it next, basically, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it's better than this. And I'll probably talk about it next time. But who knows? We'll see. That's my impressions on that game.
Why? How can a Resident Evil game be too actiony? It's Resident Evil.
What are you talking about? What are you comparing it to?
Like, Resident Evil has always been an action adventure series, so
I just told you the Chris campaign was like Call of Duty. That's
I
like
know,
Resident Evil
but,
on
like,
steroids. There's no like subtlety or anything. Like the zombies are easy to kill. You just blow their heads off. Whereas in the original, you could waste your bullets, and it was precious commodity. Whereas in this one, you don't give a crap.
oh, I see.
You have to shoot them all. It's like going past them. And also, the game is much more linear, like 5. Whereas, the first one, second one, you kind of ran around and solved puzzles and stuff. This game has no puzzles. So it just takes everything that made Resident Evil and just shits on it, basically.
Oh,
So
okay. I see.
That's
now.
not a good game. I give it a 3 Jordans out of 10.
Oh.
But I haven't done the Leon campaign, so who knows. I'll update next time. I give my analysis
If
on
you're
that.
still playing it.
Oh, I'll finish the Leon one. I mean, we're still playing it.
Oh, okay.
So, Jonathan, I heard you played Owlboy.
Yeah, I started playing it by the time we recorded last time, and I finished it just this past week, and it was good. I have mixed feelings on it. Yeah, I mean, first of all, graphics are gorgeous. The level of polish on all of the pixel art is...
And you liked it in the first impressions last time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I really liked...
That's what I remembered.
Yeah, it had a good first impression on me, and it's just it's just insanely like polished graphics wise. I enjoyed the story for the most part. I did feel like it had kind of like a weak conclusion to it, but gameplay wise, it was not very good. Like the first 2 hours of it were fine when you were just like going on an adventure with one of your friends, going to different like Zelda-esque dungeons and solving puzzles, all based around flying. But then you start adding more party members, and then that you add more enemies to the mix, so you're constantly juggling between navigating very tight spaces with like a bunch of enemies that you can't defeat easily with just a single gunshot or projectile type. And it just got kind of frustrating at some points. I mean, it looked pretty, so I didn't mind it. It didn't mind it at some points, but there's kind of like a difficulty curve kind of in the middle of it that I did not see coming, and that did kind of sour my experience of it, especially like the later half. It's I replayed several sections several times just because I kept dying at the most inopportune places. And the way your character controls, like the main character Otis, you're flying around, and with flight you have this sense that it's free, it's open air, and you can go anywhere, but you're just kind of limited to like these really tight dungeon corridors and passageways, and your mobility is just kind of like impeded by you having to carry around your only source of firepower in the game. Other than that, like, it was good. I liked the characters. The soundtrack was really moving. The open world theme like makes me close to tears because it's so triumphant and orchestral. Oh yeah, and also the world seemed really condensed. Like it was a very focused story. So you have this one big map that leads to all the other areas, and all the other areas are just like really tiny spaces. It just felt really small to me. And there's one part where, oh yeah, spoilers, I guess. There is one part where something gets destroyed, a place gets destroyed, and it's revered as being like one of the biggest places in the world, but you don't even get to spend that much time in it. You're just kind of shoved into one house while the attack is going on, and so you don't really get a sense of scale from this game. It's very, very condensed. What else was I gonna say? I feel like it was you can definitely see that they put 9 years of work into this game, but I think like the polish in the graphical side might have led to not as much focus on gameplay, which is kind of what I try to absorb most. But I still think it's worth checking out just for the visual spectacle of it, because it is a very pretty game. There's no game that has pixel art like this. But I don't think I would play it again.
It actually was up for Indie Game of the Year on one of these awards. So
Yeah.
What
I mean,
you have to give us your indie game of the year.
yeah, my indie game of the
I need
year.
to play more indie games.
Yeah, you should.
You know what we should do for a Let's Play? We should do an indie game co-op.
Yeah.
If we can find a good one. What if I have on my wish list? On my wish list.
Oh yeah, and then there were the story. I don't know how much I should say. There were some weird themes of determinism and like fate and destiny that I don't think were as fleshed out as the devs wanted it to be. Like there's only one ending and you can't change it, and there's bonus things, bonus lore that you can unlock by collecting all of the collectibles, which is really hard actually, at least for someone like me who is only adequately good at video games. And that changes your perception of the ending, but it's still kind of a weak conclusion just because of the circumstances. I still think Owlboy is worth putting time into because it is very good. Anyways, what were you saying?
I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying?
I don't know, saying something on your Steam list.
Oh yeah, I was just saying what there was. We could play a game called Hero Siege. It's only 50. It's only 60 cents right now. Roguelike dungeon crawler. Anyways, that'll be a discussion for later. To decide what to entertain you all with.
What other games have you played, Jordan?
What other games have I played? Well, I've been playing a game called Killer 7.
Ooh,
have you ever heard of that?
I like that game.
Have you played it before?
Well, I haven't played it before, but I do know of it for its stylish presentation. The classic, what was it, Suda 51.
Yeah, I've been playing
game.
this, and I played Killer's Dead before this, and I really like that one. The only complaint I would have is I think it was too short. It was only about 6 hours long. Whereas I think I paid like $5 for it, so I was pretty satisfied with it. I think so far I enjoyed Killer's Dead more than this. But this is very interesting. It definitely has that weird storytelling that Suda, what's his name? Yeah, Suda 51 has.
Suda 51.
I would say Killer's Dead is a little more, I don't know how to say it, like, it's obvious, whereas this one's a lot more out there, and you kind of have to read into the subtlety or whatever. There's a lot more weirdness in this one than I would say Killer's Dead. The gameplay is kind of weird. You have to like hold A to run, but you run down hallways. You don't move around with a stick or anything. You just hold A to run. But
it's an on-rail shooter.
Yeah, that's kind of. I think that's because it was on Wii originally, right?
No, it was a GameCube.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a GameCube game.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought it was Wii, and I was like, well, you can hold it with, the Wiimote and just hold A and be fine. But no, I guess not. But it's weird, yeah. You hold A, and then you hold B, I think, to turn, and then when you aim, you go first person and shoot at enemies, and you have to like target them. It's interesting. I haven't beaten it yet. I've only gotten like an hour into it, so it's more of a first impressions for the first level, but it's definitely entertaining so far. I'll need to play more. You also have like multiple personalities, which is kind of like your life, and they all have different weapons and personalities and stuff, which is kind of cool. And you have to watch their health and all that kind of stuff. You can only save in a certain area. There's no like auto save or quick saving. You have to make sure to get to a room. It's interesting so far, and you have to have different people for different areas. There's different puzzles and stuff like that. It's entertaining so far, and I'll get my full review when I finish it. I'll talk about the rest of it when I get around to that time. Eventually. Anything else, Jonathan? What other games have you played?
Like I said before, I did pick up Rayman Legends for the Black Friday sale.
I think it was the first game we both actually played.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever played a game we actually played together. Not together.
Yeah, we should do more of that.
You think we'd have like a co-op game we'd talk about every week or not? We might need to do that.
Oh yeah, but then we would have to like play less single player games, I guess.
Well, I guess we could play a single player game at the same time.
Yeah, so Rayman Legends. I played Rayman Origins, loved it. I wasn't sure about Rayman Legends. I just never picked it up for some reason. Mainly, I guess I was kind of intimidated by like the touchpad controls with that one character, Murphy. He's a
Yeah.
little green fairy. Then you have to do certain things with the touchpad with him. Otherwise, you couldn't complete like the level. But I'm playing the Switch version, and it's the definitive edition, and they seem
Yeah.
to this definitely seems definitive. It has all of the levels from Rayman Origins, which you can unlock by just doing like it's like in-game collectibles, and the same charm and like polish that was in Origins is here as well. It doesn't seem very story based, not like Origins was very story based to begin with. It sort of feels like a carnival. So like there's not a map that you traverse around. It's just like a gallery of paintings, kind of like Super Mario 64. It's more of like feels like a playground you and maybe a couple of other people could play in with just varying just there's so much variety in this game so far. I've beaten the first two worlds, and it just feels like I don't know if the levels are as cohesive as Origins, or there's just a lot more gimmicks to them. There's one level where Rayman turns into a duck, and you gotta fiddle with that control scheme.
Pretty sure it was a chicken.
And no, it was the level's name was literally "What the Duck."
Oh, was that in Origins?
No, that was not in Origins. That was in just Legends.
I gotta confirm. Someone turns into a
Gotta
duck at some
confirm
point.
this.
Or a chicken, sorry. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. I guess, yeah. I thought it was a chicken. Hey, it's the
The
same body.
Rayman lore. Yeah, but how they fix the Murphy puzzles is like they're in the main mode, the main story mode, I guess. You just press the A button or the right button to like make him do stuff. In multiplayer, anyone can activate him, so it gets a little chaotic trying to control how he moves platforms and stuff. It leads to some pretty hilarious
I
antics.
haven't
And
played
then
the
there's this other.
multiplayer. I've only done single player.
Oh, it's pretty
And I
fun
didn't
with
play
multiple
Origins,
people.
so I don't know what the difference between that and Legends is.
Uh, Origins just had. It's basically the same
Oh.
mechanics,
Huh.
but Legends is just like an expansion pack almost.
I think I've gone through the first three worlds, almost. So I'm a
Hmm.
little farther ahead than you are.
Yeah, it just builds upon like the the mechanics that were introduced in Rayman Origins and just added more levels essentially.
Mm. Hmm.
Um yeah, I did play with like my dad and my aunt, and it was really fun. Uh
There's a lot more to keep up with
oh
if you're
yeah.
playing with all that many people.
Yeah. I mean, I played Super Mario Wii, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, and all of those games that involve like multiple people trying to platform across a single level.
Hmm.
And I've always enjoyed like the random complexity that it gives to level design. I also, oh yeah, how what I was saying is like they fixed like then there's like a separate mode called Murphy's Touch where it's just like the Wii, it's kind of like the Wii U version. So it's only single player, and you control Murphy, and you have to touch things with the touchpad while a computer has to traverse the level, and you gotta guide. It's like an escort mission.
Gosh. I don't know if I played
I
that one.
think it was the most elegant way to retain that mode. But yeah, I'm having a real good time with it. I can't wait to see what else it has in store.
Yeah, it gets really hard, especially if you try to get all the collectibles and everything. Which I was trying to do.
Oh boy, yeah.
I've been trying to get all the collectibles, but some
I'm
of them
like
are really hard. I couldn't even find one of the people in one of the levels.
the teensies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to just get everything on the first run of the level. If I like miss something, I just die and then just go back to this to restart the section so that I don't have to replay the level again.
Oh, I've restarted plenty of times, I'll tell you. Especially when I'm looking for something. But you know
Yeah,
what?
and Rayman is a series that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad I'm getting to get some of that charm back into my game in life.
I play as the little guy a lot. The wizardy guy.
The teensy,
Yeah.
the king teensy, or the goth teensy.
I don't know if I've gotten that far. But I know I just play as the teensy a lot. The magic one.
Oh yeah.
I don't think...
Well, they're all magic.
Yeah, I don't think I play as Rayman too much, but I don't remember. Like I was saying, I haven't played it in a while, so... Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, I've also been playing Duke Nukem Forever. I say have been, but I have not been in a while. I kind of left it for a while, and now it exists. It was okay. I don't know. The gameplay is kind of bland. It's just a first-person shooter. You just shoot the same enemy over and over again. I don't know. I didn't play the original Duke Nukem, but the character is so like bland and just makes a bunch of dirty jokes, and that's kind of it. I don't really know if it was that bad in the original or not, or he just hasn't aged very well from a 90s character to now.
What made you want to play Duke Nukem
I
Forever?
don't remember. I found it for like $3. I was like, I'll play this. What the heck? So I once said that it was kind of good compared to what everyone else was saying, but I would agree with what everyone else was saying.
You missed the boat where this game was a big deal, you know. People have waited like 20 years for this game, and everyone was disappointed.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And they were expecting nothing.
I remember back when that was going on, and everyone hated it. I am very late on the train, but hey, if you can get the game for really cheap, if you want to play a game that's really bland.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not great. I don't even know. I need to play through Duke Nukem Forever, but I'm not someone who likes like poop jokes and stuff like that. And that's kind of he does a lot.
Oh, oh, you're a man of culture, huh?
I think if you go through our old episodes, probably not.
You prefer sex jokes to bathroom humor.
Right, with sex jokes, yeah, I don't like bathroom humor. That's one thing about like the angry video game nerd, is I feel like it's gotten worse. Do you watch any of those episodes?
I'm slowly making my way through his back catalog of videos.
Yeah, like the old ones are fine. He doesn't make as much, but now he makes. I feel like he makes way too much like poop jokes and stuff. I just don't really understand the appeal
I
of,
mean,
like, poop. I feel like I feel like when you get older, you kind of get out of that.
I mean, he's pretty chill and like okay on his non-angry video game videos.
Yeah. They've made like poop jokes and stuff before, so I don't know.
Poop.
Anyways, you know, Duke Nukem Forever, I wouldn't buy it for $2. It's not that good.
I wouldn't buy it.
It's pretty bland, but I guess that's what everyone else has said. It's not a good game. It's a.
You know what's not bland? My corner.
That was a terrible clap. It clipped out. Yeah, you've been kind of clipping them for a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Or popping. What is it called? Whenever your audio goes loud.
It's clipping, also clipping, peaking.
Anyways, you're supposed to Jonathan's corner. We're going to there now. You get to see what he drew this time. I didn't give you any orders this time, so you can draw whatever you want.
Ah.
Alright, here we go.
Hey everybody, it is me, Jonathan, and it is pretty late at night. I just finished cleaning my room. I'm feeling pretty good about it, but I am very sleepy, so you might, and we're trying to like be consistent and upload on time, so you'll have to bear with me on that for any missteps that I might say in sleep mode. So you can tell that, you can probably tell that I tried something a little bit different, starting out with a sketch of my own instead of someone else's sketch. Thanks to Hieronymus Bosch for letting me paint over his masterpiece of the Western world. These were two sketches that I did in one of my smaller sketchbooks. Not drawing anything in particular, I was just letting intuition take me, which is my usual practice. I was focusing on having a more organic line quality though. Instead of drawing something figuratively, I usually tend to try and tighten up too much whenever I'm drawing something, from whether it looks when it's something that looks like something, like a person or a landscape. I just have more fun drawing like abstract shapes and see how it all fits together without really planning a lot of the composition ahead of time. But I usually, in my other works, I usually just use like geometric shapes and straight lines, and I just call it a day. But I wanted to challenge myself and make the lines feel more alive rather than just solely structural. Because, lines or drawings have a sense of life to them that can easily be extinguished. Or that's how I feel whenever I like move from the sketch to the line art phase. I feel like the drawing dies a little bit, and I've always had trouble trying to trouble translating that over to like such a solid form. With this episode had a pretty long run time. We talked a lot about stuff, so I had a lot more time than usual to play around with color, and I didn't have to worry about the sketches since I already did those, so I didn't plan ahead the color, so a lot of it is just play, which is, it's good, it makes me kind of glad that I don't have art to do as a real job yet, quote unquote, just because it just leaves a lot more room for experimentation, just pure intuition and blending modes, of course, as you saw in the beginning. And you can see here I'm trying to do more rendering on them to make them look more painterly, but it just was not jiving. I was not jiving with it. I just realized my line work is just so integral to my process, and I just hated seeing it covered so sloppily. Obviously that's my fault, and there's probably more ways to make the line art and coloring and texture jive with each other more, but I took these pictures with my phone camera, and I probably should have scanned it in, but yeah, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I just lose a lot of the tonality and just the texture that the pencils give when you just scan it in. But as you can see, I'm trying to preserve it as much as possible in these last few steps. In the first one I did, I really liked the JPEG artifacting happening in some of the areas. It kind of reminded me of LSD Dream Simulator. It looked like it was just a scene that was plucked right out of it. Like deleted scenes from that game. That's a weird game. I wish I could play that. I knew that I might not be able to work the full airtime with just one piece, so I prepared a backup just in case. That's the second one you're seeing. It has a bunch of duck characters that I actually draw quite often, or I just return to often. I don't know why. And those kinds of ducks are like quintessential cartoon characters to me, and I like putting them in surreal environments. I like the contrast that gives. The colors in this one kind of remind me of like risograph prints that I've just encountered whenever I go to like art fairs or zine festivals or conventions, and I like this a lot. I like the combination that yellows and blues, just the neutral colors that come out of it, look like. I really like that color combination, all the shading that's going on right now. I feel like I should do more of that. Now, I don't really know what any of this imagery means in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like this is just what I'm naturally drawn to, without any study or prior inclination. I'm not saying this is just a complete distillation of my interests and my visual sensibility, but this is just what's most visually appealing to me. And I've done, if you haven't noticed, I've done quite a bit of original work on this show recently, and I think it's because I really want to try and strengthen my own visual vocabulary and make my own iconography, my own distinct way of doing and interpreting things that I see and how I present them to others. And I don't know if this kind of work would ever get me hired, because it's really niche, and I don't know anyone who would want to hire me for it. But what else? Oh, I was particularly inspired by the works of Susan to Kahurangi King. She uses quite a lot of cartoon iconography in her work. Has got a great confident line quality and tonality in her drawings, and her compositions just pop off of the page. She also doesn't sketch, so props to her, one of my heroes. So expect more original stuff from me. If you guys have any requests for fan art, I'll gladly do it. This is just what I'm into right now, so no hard feelings about Detective Pikachu fan art that's being neglected right now. Why am I drawing this? I could have been drawing Detective Pikachu. Okay, goodbye.
Hey everybody, alright, we're back. Hey Jonathan, that was a great video. Or a great corner, sorry.
Thanks, it was...
It doesn't matter
like
now.
that.
I'm not gonna do it from there. You already lost.
Okay, well, I think we've reached the end of this boat.
Well, this episode's only like 2 hours long.
Yeah, well, a lot happened this past 2 months.
The beginning part was like
2 weeks.
An hour long.
This 2 weeks have felt like 2 months because of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry we were cutting so close, everybody. We really cut close. I'm not sure what happened. Kind of got busy with stuff, I guess, on Jonathan's new job and everything. So.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place, but we're at least doing our 2 weeks.
Well, it was Thanksgiving last week. You can't blame us for being a little slow.
That's true.
Stuffed with turkey.
Yeah, I didn't eat a whole lot, but I ate enough. Alright.
And that's enough. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, yada yada yada.
Do whatever you want with us.
Yeah, our music is made by Pop Spirit. You can check out more of their music on popspirit.net or on Bandcamp.
That's right.
You can
follow us on Twitter and email us if you like the video, or more likely comment, because I don't know who directly emails anymore.
Yeah. If you have any comments, if you want to send us pictures of what you what you ate for Thanksgiving, send it to us at drawntogamescast@gmail.com. If you want to DM it to the show's Twitter directly, you can go to @drawn2game singular game cast.
That's right.
On Twitter.
Give us your praise, all of your praise.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter as well, @JonathanHowYee. You can find Jordan on Twitter as well, @It'sNotALake1985.
That's right. If you get the reference to 1985, I haven't decided what I'll give you yet, but I'll give you something.
Potentially $20, but who knows?
No promises.
And you can also watch Jordan stream games on Twitch.
Maybe.
Whenever it happens.
It's been a while, especially if it's been a Let's Play, but now you can just check out that, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's just there, so you can get notified when he does start streaming. You'll be the first one to know.
Click on the notification, and if I do go streaming, then you'll know. You'll be ready. All right. I hope you guys enjoy your day or night.
Yeah, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving or last week if you're not a Thanksgiving person.
Last week? What do you mean? Or just a great last week.
Yeah, have a great future, everyone, as we move into the final month of 2018.
That's right, everybody. I hope you had a good episode, and we will see you guys later.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.